Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. وعن أم سلمة رضي الله عنها قالت استيقظ رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ليلة فزعا يقول سبحان الله ماذا أنزل الليلة من الخزائن وماذا أنزل من الفتن من يقيد سواحب الحجرات يريد أزواجه لكي يسلين رب كاسية في الدنيا عارية في الآخرة. Umm Salma رضي الله عنها said Nabi Akram one night woke up frightened, and he says Subhanallah, what has been revealed this night from treasures and what has been revealed from fitnas. Who will wake up the women of the house? He intended his wives so that they can recite salah, because many a time the one who is clothed in the dunya will be naked in the akhirah. Right. So the first portion of the hadith refers to that on this particular night, all the treasures and the wealth and the kingdom and whatever khair was to come to the ummah was revealed, and then also all the punishments and the fitnas was also revealed, right? And Mullah Ali Qari Rahmatullah says, other ulama also said khazainya means the rahmat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and fitna means the azab of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right, and then afterwards it says here that many a woman in the dunya will be clothed. They will be wearing nice clothes, right, in this dunya, and they will move around and proudly. However, because they did not obey the commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, therefore they will be free. Yeah, it doesn't mean naked. They said yeah, they will be free from good amal in the akhirat. They won't have any good amal in the akhirat. Another meaning also given is that those women that wear clothes in this dunya, but the clothes are prohibited, then in the akhirat they would be naked. وعن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ينزل ربنا تبارك وتعالى كل ليلة إلى السماء الدنيا حين يبقى ثلث الليل الآخر ويقول من يدعوني فأستجيب له من يسألني فأعطيه من يستغفرني فأغفر له متفق عليه. وفي رواية لمسلم ثم يبسط يديه يقول من يقيد غير عدوم ولا ظلوم حتى ينفجر الفجر. Narrated by Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, Nabi Akram says, our Rabb Tabarak wa Ta'ala descends every night to Sama'ud Dunya when when the last third of the night remains, and he says, who will call out to me so I can respond to him? Who will ask of me, I can give him? Who will seek forgiveness from me, then I can forgive him? And in one riwayat for Muslim, then he stretches out his hands and he says, who will give a loan to the one who is not poor and is not an oppressor, and this continues until the dawn rises. Right. Yanzilu Rabbuna, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes down, not hakikatan, rather because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is free from space, he's free from any body or mass. We cannot understand him, right? He created space, so he's not confined to any space. You understand? He created space, so he didn't come now from the seventh heaven to the first heaven, no. So therefore they say now, Allama ibn Hajar, Imam Malik rahmah says that you make ta'wil, so you say one is the rahmat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes on the first to the first dunya, or it's possible that some special angels come and they make this, who is appointed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that makes this announcement. Right, this hadith here doesn't contradict other hadiths, which shows that some hadiths show Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala come down after 1/3 of the night, other hadiths show 1/2. You understand? So this doesn't contradict this, because it's possible that the special rahmat comes down at different times on different nights, right? Who will give a loan? In other words, who is ready to give bodily and wealth and financial ibadat to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You understand? In other words, who's ready to do some physical ibadat or monetary ibadat, that will be now give a loan. And because when you give a loan, there these two obstacles are actually stopping you from giving a loan. What is it? You don't want to give a loan to a poor person. Why? Because he struggle to pay you back. And the second thing that you don't want to give, a second person you don't want to give a loan to is a person who's a zalim, because you know he's not going to pay you back properly. He might not pay you back, or he'll pay you back in a deficient way. Why? Because he's an oppressor. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is showing that he's parked from these two qualities. Right? He's not poor, neither is he an oppressor. Right? When Jabir radiallahu anhu qala sami'tu an-nabiy sallallahu alayhi wa sallam yaqulu inna fil layli la sa'atan la yuwafiquha rajulun مسلم يسأل الله فيها خيرا من أمر الدنيا والآخرة إلا عطاه إياه وذلك كل ليلة رواه مسلم. Jabir said, I heard Nabi Akram saying, indeed in the night there's a moment which a Muslim man doesn't coincide with it, asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in that time the khair from the matters of the dunya and the akhirah, except Allah ta'ala will give it to him, and that is every night, right? So what time is this now? Ulama say they have ikhtilaf there, right? Most of the ulama say that this time is now unclear time. It's not mentioned which time. So just like there's a time in Jummah also, on the day of Jummah, you understand, which is an accepted time. Likewise, throughout the night, there's some time that is accepted. Likewise, just like Shab Qadr is also, you understand, unknown. Likewise, this time is unknown now. And some ulama say it is at half the night. Half the night passes, that's the time of Kubuliyat. When Abdullah ibn Amr radiallahu anhu qala Rasulullah sallallahu ahabbu salati ila Allah salatu Dawood wa ahabbu siyami ila Allah siyamu Dawood wa kana yanamu nisfa al-layli wa yakumu thulusahu wa yanamu sudusahu wa yasumu yawman wa yuftiru yawman. Abdullah ibn Amr radiallahu anhu said that Nabi Karim says the best of salat to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is salat of Dawood alayhi salam. And the best of fast to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the fast of Dawood alayhi salam. He used to sleep half the night, and he would stand up 1/3, and then he would sleep 1/6 of the night. And he would fast one day, and he would not fast one day. Right. When a person sleeps for half the night, he says half the night, right? And then again he sleeps at 1/6. So half plus 1/6 is 2/3. So he slept for 2/3 of the night. So since he slept half the night already, he's fresh for tahajjud. And then he slept at 1/6 again, then he's fresh for fajr. You understand it? And likewise, when a person fasts like this one day and then doesn't fast the next day, then that in there there's more burden on the nafs. There is more burden on the nafs. Because when you fast continuously, then your nafs become tame. Your nafs becomes weak. It's like our Ramadan is easy to fast because you're fasting every day. When you fast one day, then you break your fast one day. Then the next day when you fast again, it's a bit difficult to fast that day because you just broke your fast. You didn't fast the day before. When Aisha radiallahu anha قالت كان تعني رسول الله ينام أول الليل ويحيي آخره ثم إن كانت له حاجة إلى أهله قضى حاجته ثم ينام فإن كان عند النداء الأول جنبا وسبى فأفاض عليه الماء وإن لم يكن جنبا تودى للصلاة ثم صلى ركعتين متفق عليه. Aisha radiallahu anha, she said, meaning Nabi Karim would sleep at the beginning of the night and he would stand up at the end of the night. Then if there was a need for his family, he would fulfill his need and he would sleep. Then if there was at the time of azan, the first azan, if he was in the state of janabat, he would jump up and pour water upon him and take a ghusl. And if he was not in the state of janabat, he would make wuzu for salah, then he would recite 2 rakats. So in Tirmidhi's hadith is more in detail there, that Nabi Karim the first portion of the night until half the night you sleep, right? Then the sixth. Okay, then after that you would now get up, right? Then you would read his tahajjud, right? Then when it comes the time of sehri, right? Then he would read his witr. Then he would lie down, right? And therefore we know that to lie down before the fajr, between the tahajjud and fajr, is mustahab. So that you can read your fajr and your wasaif before and after fajr nicely. And if he had any need from with any his wives, he would fulfill that need. And then obviously what's included here, right, is that Nabi Akram Sam, after he fulfilled his need, before he would sleep again, he would make a wuzu. He would make a wuzu, because that's what the best is to do. If you're not going to take a bath, then at least make wuzu before you sleep. If you're in halat janabat, right? And if you're not going to make wuzu, then at least wash your hands and mouth, right? Right. Nida awal, in other words, is that when the Fajr azan would go, right? And then the second azan would be the Iqamat. Right. When Nabi Umamah radiallahu anhu قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم عليكم بقيام الليل فإنه دأب الصالحين قبلكم وهو قربة لكم إلى ربكم ومكفرة للسيئات ومنهاة عن الإثم رواه الترمذي. If Abu Umamah radiallahu anhu said, Nabi Akram says that I will fast unto tahajjud salah, because it is the way of the pious people before you. It is a means of gaining closest for you to your Rabb, and it wipes out your sins, and it stops you from sins. Right. So the people before you will mean the Anbiya and the Awliya in the previous ummats. So this hadith here, it shows now, if a person reads all his farais, right? However, he doesn't recite the Tahajjud Salah, then he doesn't fall in the category of Salihin Kamilin. You understand? Rather, he's in the category, or his example is like the example of you who gives zakat openly in comparison to you who gives zakat quietly. You understand? They gave that difference there. When Abi Sa'il al-Khudri radiallahu anhu qala Rasulullah sallam salasatun yadhaku Allahu ilayhim الرجل إذا قام بالليل يصلي والقوم إذا صفوا في الصلاة والقوم إذا صفوا في قتال العدو. Nadim Abu Sa'il Khudri said, Nabi Akram says, three people Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is happy with them. A man who when he stands up at night to recite salah, and the people when they make rows in salah, and the people when they make rows to fight the enemy. Right. When Amr ibn Absata رجل عنه قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أقرب ما يكون الرب من العبد في جوف الليل الآخر فإن استطعت أن تكون ممن يذكر الله في تلك الساعة فكن. رواه الترمذي قال هذا حديث حسن صحيح غريب إسنادا. From Amr ibn Absata, he said, Nabi Karim says, the closest of that which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is to a person is in the last portion of the night. And if you're able that you can be from those who make the zikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at that time, then do so. Narrated by Tirmizi, right? That's Amr ibn Absata, the one who narrates this now. He says that when Nabi Karim sallallahu okay, they say the last portion of the so they say the last portion of the night, right? So here they are referring to the last third of the night. You understand? The last third of the night, right? Amr ibn Absata radiallahu anhu, who mentioned this hadith here, it is said about him that when Nabi Karim Sam had already pronounced nubuwat, right? Then he already from that time, although he didn't hear of anything, he already had a dislike for idols, right? And he was still in his hometown, and this nur now came into him, right? But he didn't hear anything. Then he heard about somebody inviting towards the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then he went then to Makkah, and he asked the people that who's this person that's speaking about the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So they said he's some madman. He's going against the ways of his and the deen of his elders. So they said, where will I find him? So they said, you'll find him at the last portion of the night. He goes around the Kaaba. So he went there. And that's not last portion, rather after half the night, right? He went there and he came into the haram and he stood there. And then he saw that somebody came and uh, he saw Nabi Karim Sallam, and he saw the nur on the face of Nabi Karim Sallam. And he made salam and he asked, "Who are you?" And Nabi Karim explained to him, and he said, "My deen is La ilaha illallah." So he said, "I also love this deen," and then he accepted Islam. So like this, Amr ibn Absata radiallahu anhu was the fourth person uh, who accepted Islam, right? After that, Nabi Akram sent him back and told him that I'll make a promise with you, and he made a promise with him, right? And he said, when that promise is full, then you must come. So when Nabi Akram made hijrah to Medina, then Amr ibn Absata also came to join him there in Medina. So that is about Amr ibn Absata. Leave it alone.